Welcome to another episode of Sofa Sessions. My name is Satish. Friends call me SatsB, so all of you can call me SatsB. Today we have an exciting artist, Achante. She is bringing an incredible fusion of Bollywood a little bit, R&B a little bit, jazz a little bit. She's got some guests with her, and it's going to be an incredible show. We want you guys to stick around and watch. And of course, you have to follow her and all the links below. And not only is she an incredible performer, you're going to watch the interview and learn how she's been able to move from Bombay to Toronto and get into this scene. And she's the only artist I've heard of in the last 16 years who've actually done any type of busking on the streets and getting into the ecosystem. And so a lot of good music, a lot of good lessons, and it's probably one of my favorite episodes and conversations. So stick around for Sofa Sessions, our final episode. We'll be back.
Hey everyone, my name is Achante. Welcome to the show. I'm going to start with a mellow, chill cover of Like I Want You by Giveon, but I have some desi surprises thrown in there, so I hope you like it. Sometimes I wish you knew, but I disguise the truth. I say I'm happy, but I'm still stuck on us. Ooh, does your mind play these games too? But I disguise the truth. Guess I'll just pretend till it all makes sense. Ooh, see you face to face. I'm thinking about the days it used to be. But I can make a scene. No, I can make a scene. See you face to face. I'm thinking about the days we used to be. But I can make a scene. No, I can make a scene. Like I want you. You. तेरी वो बातें तेरी कहानियों से बन गई मेरी वो रातें छोटी छोटी मेरी वो हंसी अब खुल गए अब बात बन गया तू पास आ गई मेरे नसीब में कैसे हुआ ये मेरे करीब जो तू हुआ मेरे नसीब में कैसे हुआ ये मेरे करीब जो तू हुआ बूहे बारियां ते नाले कंधा टपके बूहे बारियां ते नाले कंधा टपके है बूहे बारियां ते नाले कंधा टपके मैं आवांगी हवा बनके बूहे बारियां ते हाय बूहे बारियां
even if it's true. Like I want you, even if it's true.
For a year, I depended on my disability benefits. When the insurance company cut me off, they were basically calling me a liar. They wouldn't even listen to my doctor. But then I called Share Lawyers. I got my benefits, and the Share team was kind, respectful, and supportive. And that's how it should be. The reviews are real. If you've been denied your long-term disability benefits, Share is there. Call Share Lawyers, 888-225-9020.
Welcome back to another episode of Sofa Sessions, and you just heard the incredible vocals of our new friend Ashanti, and she stuck around to have a little bit of a conversation with me. So let's dive right into it. Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to the show. Let's do the bomb.
Let's do the bomb.
Well, how'd you feel? How'd you feel about, Sofa Sessions and brought some friends with you?
Yes, I did. First of all, thank you so much for having me on the show. I love the setup. It's incredible. Your team is incredible. So warm.
You just came to the city.
I
you're
did.
New. You're here making a life for yourself. I think it was 2019, maybe, right?
True.
2019,
Yes.
20.
Yeah.
Was it before the pandemic?
A few months before the pandemic. So.
My God. So let's talk about back home. Where is back home? And give us a little bit about what life was like back home.
I come from Bombay, India, or / Mumbai is the official word. I just can't get myself to say Mumbai.
I like Bombay.
So pretty much my whole life, 25 years I was there until I moved here. And I lived in a place called Bandra in Bombay. It's a small suburban, very hipster, very lovely place that's by the seaside. So I would say I had a really nice life, very privileged in many ways. And especially when it comes to music, like Bandra is probably the whole reason why I am the way I am, and I'm in music and started that whole journey since I was like 3 years old. So
wow.
Yeah.
So what pushed you into the journey? Did you come from a musical
my mom,
background?
she like put me on the stage
so
and
shout out to mom.
No.
Okay.
No, but seriously, like the whole community there is very, very into music.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's a stereotype. People say like Catholic Indians are all like in music, but it's kind of true.
So it is true.
There was a lot of choir action, competitions, different things to like get your hands into all types of music. And my family, like my dad plays the guitar, my mom played the piano. Brother and I were forced to play the violin. We hated it, but I mean, now I admit I should have practiced more.
Right,
It's pretty cool. But
where did you find the singing voice?
So honestly, it came from being in a lot of choirs. But I also like professionally competed as a solo singer since I was 3 years old. So
wow.
And it was like classical as well, like proper like opera singing and stuff like that, which I'm very out of touch with right now, but I think it did a lot to shape my voice and, how singers will try to emulate all their favorite singers, and that's how they kind of find their voice eventually.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do have two very distinct voices. One is like a sultry bedroom voice, but I do have a very high soprano voice as well. So
we saw some of that in the video. What's interesting about the story is most artists I speak to, their parents have to pull them off stage because they're not doing their homework. They're not studying to become somebody, in the traditional sense. Here you're pushed on stage to go, hey, do stuff. At what point did the push and you wanting to do it kind of click? Or did you resist at all is my point?
Honestly, I don't think my parents ever thought about like she's gonna professionally do music or release her own music, but I think it was very much just a way of life back home and in my family, right? So it was never like a this or that mentality. And I mean, now that I think about it in retrospect, that's really cool because like you said, a lot of kids are just like pick your academics or pick sports or pick music. And for me, it was always like, yo, you have to do like 8 classes a day, just like do it, you know? Like there was no choice. So at the start, obviously it was like, okay, I have to do this thing because my parents said so. But obviously like the love for singing came very young. And I started piano when I was 8 and I did, you know, all the London School of Music, like exams and stuff like that. So that was stressful, but that gave me, you know, the base for what I do now. And I actually like cold turkey quit the piano after a while, but went back to it surprisingly in college. For a college event, we put together a band, won that. That was amazing. And that's when I realized I love jazz. I don't really know what chords I'm playing half the time. It's fully by ear, but I love it. So yeah, just finding my way and finding my voice with the instruments and my voice and everything is.
I love the fact you brought out jazz, because when I first saw a content from you on Instagram was the Alicia Keys content, and I'm curious because so many people go down the stereotypical path coming out of India in the Bollywood genre, the classical music genre, and then it takes a lot of effort to find their own style because they're pushed into or groomed into this version of, you want to be an artist, you got to do this, right?
Yeah.
Did you fall into that trap? Where does Bollywood or that, you know, classical cultural genre fit into your music?
Honestly, because I came from a very, very Catholic Indian family, like there was almost no Hindi music in my life till I was like a teenager or something, which, I mean, it was a little regrettable because when I was older, and even now, like a lot of people will like refer to old classical Hindi songs or ghazals, and like I don't know what they are, but like I'm very much in that journey now. And weirdly enough, I discovered like, you know, classical music like that through modern contemporary reworkings of it on YouTube and stuff like that. Right? There was this guy, I remember, his name is Shankar-Ehsaan-Loy, and he's like half Indian, half British, something like that. And that album, like Shruti Box, like it blew my mind, like fully introduced me to Carnatic and Indian music in a different way.
I think that was the first album that I actually paid for.
Yes, on iTunes. Me too.
Before that, I was like, there's a copy somewhere. All people has versions we can borrow.
Exactly.
But his, I was like, no, I'm going to buy it. I'm going to actually listen to it.
So a lot of things like that led me towards Hindustani classical and stuff. And I've not been trained, but I love singing it. But yeah, to answer your question, when I was growing up, like I went to this woman named Celeste in Bandra who like trained all the kids basically. And she, like, I'm very thankful to her because we learned like Broadway musicals and stuff, which no one else at that age, like 8 years old, like no one knows what Broadway is usually. So I did have a very, very different, I guess, upbringing that way. And my parents are very old school. They would listen to like 60s, 70s, 80s music. So that's kind of also my default playlists now, you know, when I'm at a party or something.
Next time we're going to FaceTime your parents. And I like to ask them a bunch of questions because they seem like the coolest folks.
They are.
So now, you know, at some point you're like, I got to go to Canada. I'm going to jump on a plane, you know. Thankfully, you got here before the pandemic.
Thank God.
Right?
Yeah.
So now, new ecosystem, new music, you know, happening all around you, new genres, especially in Toronto. It's a very big music market, but it's actually also very small.
It's true.
If you break into
everyone
the right
knows
circles,
everyone.
Right? Which some ways it helps, in some ways it hurts because it takes very little to get a rep. And then you're pigeonholed. Talk to us about some of the early days of getting into this market, because I meet a lot of new immigrants that have this beautiful music background, but they're not in the flow yet. They're not sure what to do, how to break in, where to get gigs, how do I make friends? What are some of the things you've been doing?
I think one thing that really helped me, and I was very lucky with, was that my first home in Canada was in Kensington Market. So automatically, like, it's such a hub of artists and musicians, but obviously you do have to put yourself out there as well, which I did. And I'd never busked before. Like, that was just something that I was like, I can't do that. That's too intimidating for me.
It's a cultural no-no.
Yeah.
I've never seen anybody brown busking
it doesn't happen. Like it was just not, it was left field. It was like, out of my comfort zone. But I think like the first friend that I made here who's a guitarist, Aubrey, actually kind of gave me the confidence to do it. And we started doing it on the corner of Augusta and Baldwin. And like, a lot of artists started to come there because there was nothing to do. Like everything was starting to shut down because of the pandemic. So people would just get their own gear and like jam and stuff. So I literally met so many people like that. And then the other thing was going to open mics. Like that's something that I always tell new people, new artists. There's so many open mics in the city, and all of them are very different, and I think that's how kind of I got our first few gigs. Like it was just, cafes and local little restaurants and joints. And then one of the artists that I did these tiny gigs with and like busked on the side of the street, she got a gig at Lee's Palace, and we ended up playing Lee's Palace, which was pretty amazing.
That's huge.
Then I also very much believe that, if you want something and you align yourself and everything towards it, you talk to the universe, you're like, listen, this is what I want, but you work hard. I've been working very hard with my online presence and, just playing a lot of gigs and stuff like that. So I think it's slowly starting to pay off.
Man. I love that.
This next song is called Serotonin Skies. It is very dear to my heart. In many ways, it's, I think, the first song maybe that I wrote that I'm proud of, that people across the oceans have now been part of. It's spanned years and probably is going to be the next release that I put out into the world. So I'm very excited for it. It's about, I wrote it when I was not only leaving a person, but I was leaving home. I was leaving people that I'd known my whole life. And I think it's kind of like a sad but hopeful song. It's about how I think relationships are very cyclical. And, sometimes people don't leave your life forever. They just come back in different ways. And this could be a lover, a brother, a sister, a friend, So, yeah, this is called Serotonin Skies. I hope you like it. Serotonin skies in my mind will remain without reason or disguise. Take my hand, take my heart, take my breath when we will part. I will love you again like I loved you from the start. Ooh. Possibility for us, and I know our story's not written in the stars. You live your life, and I'll go live mine. For you, there's always room within my mind. So we'll dance, you and I, under serotonin skies. In my mind, we'll remain without reason or disguise. Take my hand, take my heart, take my breath when we will part. I will love you again like I loved you from the start. So we'll walk, you and I, under serotonin skies. In my mind we'll remain without reason or disguise. Take my hand, take my heart, take my breath when we will part. I will love you again like I loved you from the start. So we'll walk, you and I, under serotonin skies. In my mind we'll remain without reason or disguise. Take my hand, take my heart, take my breath when we will part. I will love you again like I loved you from the start. Don't let me go. 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 Whoa, whoa, whoa. And if you let me go, don't ever let me know.
Let's send some advice back to somebody in India or somewhere in the different part of the world who's like, I want to go to Canada. Many reasons, but part of that is also pursuing music. The music ecosystem here and the one back in Bombay. How vastly different it is, or is it at the end of the day, artist to artist, music is music?
I would say the support system is very different. Like in Bombay, even though it's like one of the most privileged places to be in India, just simple things like grants existing where the government is funding your music, like that is just like an alien concept. I was like, what? You know, but other than that, like even open mics is something that logically should exist everywhere, but not something that was very common back home. Karaoke nights, yes, but not too many open mics.
Talk to us about the single that's out.
Yes, The One Who Got Away, it is out on all platforms. It features a Toronto rapper. His name is Z Content. And we actually filmed a cool little music video for it as well in like Scarborough Bluffs and, you know, the graffiti skate park and stuff like that. There was a bunch of love involved, a lot of people, other artists, friends. Yeah, it was just a labor of love. You know, what started as a voice note, a very fuzzy voice note from someone's room in India became like a fully produced song. So I'm just super grateful, you know, that it's finally out. I feel like a lot of the time I was just like, oh my God, I don't have any music out and I'm doing shows here. Like everyone's just like, that's such a opposite journey from everyone else. Like here people have albums out and they don't do shows and they're like, oh my God, how do I get a show? And yeah, when I do shows, people would ask me like, how do I listen to your music? And I would be like,
You just did? Please try again?
Yeah. So I'm actually in the process of recording and releasing a bunch of my original music.
Amazing. Where is the inspiration coming from? We talked about this a little offline, but
Yeah.
you know, some artists need pain to do their best work. Some
Yeah.
need, you know, happiness and being in a good place. Where does your content come from?
I used to think it was pain because that's, I think, very obviously when you have a massive heartbreak or, you know, someone leaves, someone dies, like that's, I feel like that those moments force you to feel your feelings. And I think that it's that more than anything else. And people confuse that for you need to feel sadness to write. It's not that. It's just that sadness forces you to stop, like, you know, and you
Right.
can't function until you have an outlet. But I realized that could be any emotion. Like when I went to Mexico last January, you know, Serotonin Skies, When I'm With You, The One Who Got Away, all those 3 songs I wrote in 1 week of me
Wow.
leaving in India. But 3 years after that, nothing. I didn't write anything. Yeah, when you're just sitting still, stuff comes to you. So
Yeah, no, I was talking to another artist exactly about this topic about, because a lot of us, especially in the South Asian community, we haven't got to a point where music is full time,
yeah,
right? So you have to create this not only work-life balance, but creative balance. Because work-life balance sometimes is just disconnecting from work. It
Yeah.
doesn't mean you have space to do other things.
Yeah.
And so when you look at, you know, sort of your day or week or month, if we zoom out, how do you make time for creativity?
it is a work in progress. I will not lie. The last few months have been very trial and error, very new, because I did not expect to get as many live shows as I did, and that's a good thing. But it was really quite a struggle to balance practicing for those, performing till like 2, 3 a.m., then also having a 9 to 5 full-time job, also having like 80 freaking plants that I have to like water, which I don't, but you know, all of that. So there's like literally no time left for like me or like meditation or reading a book, like, which I would love. But I think now that it's, you know, gotten colder, like I'm starting to make more space for it.
Coming
And
back indoors.
yeah, and so I'm just kind of following the seasons right now,
Yeah.
going with the flow.
Hey, nature's a great pace to follow. 2 last questions. The second last one is around collaboration. How important do you think for artists to find others to collaborate with from a visibility perspective, because you can lean on everybody else's traffic, or doing your own thing and then owning that identity where it's not you and somebody else, but it's you?
I think collaboration is very important. I think it's easier when you have a sense of self before you get into collaboration, if that makes sense. Like, you know your strengths, you know, like exactly what you can bring to the table, not only business-wise, but creative-wise as well, right? Like, hey, I can play piano, I can sing, I can do harmonies. I can't produce, I can't play percussion, I can't like rap. Actually, I'm trying to rap, but
Yay, rap.
yeah, but like that is how we expose people to
Right.
who we are, right? Like, and it's happening. Like, it's happening on TikTok and Instagram, like, is making stuff go viral from like villages in Punjab and stuff, and it's really cool. And people are hopping onto it and making remixes and stuff, and that's all collaboration. Like, none of that would have happened if, obviously, we didn't have the technology, but none of that would have
Right.
happened unless people were thinking like that. So that's exactly the route that I want to go.
Amazing. Before I ask you the last question, tell everybody where to find you if they want to collaborate with you.
Yes, promotion. So you can find me on all social media, Instagram, TikTok, at Achante Music. That's ACHANTE Music. And Achante Music on YouTube and SoundCloud and Facebook as well. I don't know if I've missed any. I have a website. It's called ashantemusic.com. And the link tree in my bios have all the links that you could need to my live shows or, you know, past performances, my new single. Definitely find me on Spotify, ACHANTE. I have a song out. It's called The One Who Got Away. More music coming. All right, that's
You're a
it.
promo engine. I love it. So last question, because I was talking to an artist today. We have a new concept we're launching called Sunday Chai. It is a jam session just to help people get over the fear of sharing. Okay?
Yeah.
Because it's such a nerve-wracking thing as an artist to now take this thing that you've been working on and then release it to the world. So I was talking to this person about the idea of nervous versus excitement. Because if you zoom out, it's the same reaction. Like if you're nervous or excited, your body does the same thing. You know, it's
true.
Physically, it's the same reaction. Heartbeat, all of the things that you think you're nervous about is what you feel like when you're excited.
Yeah.
But the perception is very different. Like I'm nervous on stage is a different feeling than I'm excited to get on stage. So I was trying to help this person understand how do you create that switch when you go from 9 to 5 Ashanti to on stage rocking. And is it natural? Do you prep to do it? Do you have a routine? Or is it the same person?
I feel like it is the same person, but it's just like a coin, you know, I just like
Yeah, and is it a conscious thing?
I mean, literally, as soon as I finish work, if I have like, you know, a show soon after, like the first thing I do is I will immediately change how I look because that's how I identify with like on Chantal from like pajamas to all the eyeshadow colors will come out and like the fun personality will come out. But yeah, I do see it as both sides of myself. I guess the artist is more outgoing and out there and like energetic and stuff like that. And I think mindset is everything at the end of the day, right? Like if you believe you are like this person that you're trying to be, you will be it. Like it's incredible. For me, it's as simple as that. Like if I get on stage and I'm not feeling it, like I'm just like, there's all these people here. Like they're here to watch you perform. They've never seen you before. So you can do anything, but why wouldn't you want to blow their minds away, right? So it's a choice and you decide to be awesome. Like that's
decide to be awesome. We can't continue this interview after that mic drop. Thank you for being on our episode and also part of this season. We're new fans and we're going to continue to be fans and we want to promote and share and invite you to all of our things that we're doing and come and share your wisdom and your smile and your energy.
Thank you. I am excited to be a part of the journey, the community.
Awesome. And we'll be right back.
All right. I played a couple songs solo and now it's time to share the spotlight. Friends, lovers, Achante, introducing Rahul Iyer on percussion and Rohit Krishnasamy, aka Bru, on guitar. They are going to help me play my original called When I'm With You. Guys, please join me on this sofa stage. This song is a song I wrote years ago. It started on a boat somewhere in Thailand, which is why the first line goes, where the sky meets the sea. There I'll race the waves to be with you. And it's about, you know, when you're in a situation and you don't want to think about the past and the future and you just want to be in the moment and, you know, trust that one person to solve all your problems and make you feel good about life. So, yeah, let's go. This is the song. Where the sky meets the sea, where I'll race the waves to be with you. So I will be alive if I say I could ever stop loving you. But I can't help but wonder all the things that could have been. And I know I will be wondering what if. Ooh, but when I am with you, it's easy breezy loving. storm. When I'm with you, 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 yeah. So I won't say goodbye. But when I leave, I can't say I won't cry. So just promise me, yeah, promise me one thing. Ooh, that whatever's gonna happen, babe, you'll always remember me this way. But I can't help but wonder all the things I could have been. And I know I will be wondering what it is when I am with you. It feels so electric, and I know you'll always weather my storm. Ooh, yeah, when I'm with you, when I'm with you, yeah. When I'm with you, when I'm with you, when I'm with you, when I'm with you, when I'm with you.
Thank you, guys.
For a year, I depended on my disability benefits. When the insurance company cut me off, they were basically calling me a liar. They wouldn't even listen to my doctor. But then I called Share Lawyers. I got my benefits, and the Share team was kind, respectful, and supportive. And that's how it should be. The reviews are real. If you've been denied your long-term disability benefits, Share is there. Call Share Lawyers, 888-225-9020.
Thank you for tuning in. The season's officially over, and I'm so grateful for all of you guys joining us. And all of this content will stay on YouTube, and we encourage you to continue to share and promote and find these artists and follow them on Instagram and Facebook and website. And if they're doing a show, buy a ticket and go support. The culture is only helpful if we take action to support the people that are telling the stories of the culture. And you can do that very simply with your social media currency and the money in your pocket. So follow us for more Sofa Sessions. Desi Fest is coming up soon, and we're excited to bring a lot more ideas to you. If there's an artist that we should definitely meet and get to know, get in touch with us, send us their profile, and maybe they'll be on Sofa Sessions Season 4. Thanks again. Big shout out to my team, the entire crew that worked on this incredible showcase. We'll be back soon with another incredible lineup.
When I'm with you, when